The following video is rated PG for puzzling gameplay. Viewer discretion is advised.
Today is one of the most important days of the tournament so far, as we reduce the field from our top 6 to our top 4. Who will end up in the money, and who will bubble out? Hello puzzlers, this is your head tournament organizer, Cards of the Heart. Welcome back to the League of Puzzle Speedrunners Pokemon Puzzle League Speedrun Tournament 2024. It is a very important day in the tournament as we now reach our losers quarterfinals, where everyone will potentially have to deal with the S-hard difficulty for once, and the money is about to come on the line for this one. So to help us call the action today, we've got a couple of our fellow competitors ready to share their thoughts on how these things are going to go. Let's start with our defending champion, FFR Pro 21. FFR, what are you hoping to see out of these matches today?
Well, I'm hoping for a lot of chaos, as we hopefully get to see some more S-hard races, and, well, maybe hopefully not some more Mewtwo's of all time, like last time. I don't know if we'll have... could be going all night if we get some more Mewtwo's like that, but we're hoping for more chaos as the players battle for some money.
Yes, V-hard and S-hard have definitely caused some chaos so far. Some of us would like to forget some more than others, but we'll definitely be looking for some more of that chaos going into this round. And Tetris Attacker is also here with us. TA, we were talking before the show about how this top 4 is kind of an important milestone for some of our players playing today.
Absolutely. I mean, it's tough getting a top 8. It's really tough getting a top 6. These top 4s, I mean, they're really hard to come by with some of the like crazy high level players that consistently make top 4s. Breaking into here is tough, but I mean, our players who are on the brink of it right now, and a couple of them for the first time, they're absolutely making their mark and earning their way to just the puzzle elite, if you will. So it's going to be a big deal for whoever makes it, and honestly, even the people who don't make it top 6 battles today, and someone's going to make personal history.
Yeah, I mean, just in our second match, we've got Tayman, who has been doing a lot of winning in these PPL tournaments since winning in 2020. In fact, a loss here would actually break their streak of making the top 4 every time since that tournament. So Tayman's looking to maintain some history there, and then Ty getting into the top 4 of a PPL tourney for the first time would be incredibly exciting, as we've seen his journey improving on the speedrun scene. But 6 versus Fate in our first matchup. Both players looking to reach the top 4 for the first time after playing in a few of these. So we've got some stakes attached to this round for the first time in quite a bit, and cannot wait to see how these matches will turn out. But first, if you're tuning into this game for the first time and you're not exactly sure how everything works, allow me to take a couple minutes of your time to explain how this game works and how we are playing it in this tournament. Pokemon Puzzle League is a Match 3 puzzle game released for the Nintendo 64 in September 2000 in North America and March 2001 in Europe. It has been re-released multiple times via the Wii Virtual Console in May 2008 and the Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pack in July 2022. It is a Match 3 puzzle game in that if you match at least 3 of the same panel either horizontally or vertically, the panels will disappear. To win, however, you need to do more than simply match 3 at a time. You need to make combos and chains to not only prevent your gradually rising stack from reaching the top of your playfield for a time, but also to send garbage blocks to your opponent to make their stack reach the top of their playfield. You make combos by matching more than 3 panels in a row at the same time. They don't keep your stack from rising for very long, but they do send small garbage blocks to your opponent that can prove to be very disruptive. You make chains by linking sets of 3 or more matches together. Make a set of panels disappear, and then have the panels immediately above them fall into another match. Not only does this keep your stack from rising for a longer period of time, but it will make thicker garbage blocks that will be more effective at actually filling out your opponent's stack to the top. If your stack reaches the top of your playfield and the game tries to break the stack through the top, you lose, so you want to avoid this at all costs and force it on your opponent as much as possible. To beat these computer opponents, you will have to either make sure that they run out of time while their stack is completely topped off, send so much garbage to your opponent so that they can no longer make a move, or send garbage to your opponent in such a way so that they think they can no longer make a move. Easy mode has 11 stages, normal has 14, hard has 15, and V-hard and S-hard have 16. In this tournament, players will be racing through those stages to get to the end as fast as they can. The first player to defeat the final opponent wins the race. The first player to win a predetermined number of races wins the match. Best of luck to all of our players. We are getting down to the nitty-gritty of our Pokemon Puzzle League tournament, this double elimination format. We are going to see a couple of losers bracket matches today where the loser will be eliminated from further contention and the winner will actually crack into the top 4 and get a guaranteed part of our crowdfunded prize pool. More on how you can increase the size of that pool in just a little bit, but the formats for these matches as well as the next round, which we might be able to play tomorrow. I'll let you know at the end of the show whether that will be possible. But for these matches, we will see our patent pending popcorn level pick, and we are playing all of the one-player stadium levels potentially today if these matches go the full distance of 5 races. It's first to 3 wins the match, and we could be bouncing between easy, normal, hard, V-hard, S-hard. All of them could be played at some point. We're going to start the first race by having the 2 players agree to one of those levels to play first. In our experience, it's usually normal or hard that gets the first pick in these formats, but we definitely saw some crazy variance in that last time where one match held off S-hard to the very end and the other match played S-hard first. And that led to varying degrees of success for the players involved there. So, once the first race is done, the loser of that race will counterpick one of the other levels to play, and we repeat until either a winner is determined, or in this case, we'll have played through all the levels anyway. So, we could be seeing S-hard as the match gets longer and longer. It's something to look out for in every match today. But as for that crowdfunded prize pool, it is currently sitting at $100.11 out of our initial stretch goal of $500. Right now, the winner of the tournament would get 40% of that pool. I believe that's 20% to second place, 15% to third, and 10% to fourth. So a nice chunk of change for the winners of today's matches. And if you want to make that pot even sweeter for our players, you can send your direct tips. You can spend your bits on our Twitch channel at Puzzle Speedrun and subscribe to the Puzzle Speedrun Twitch channel to get a little bit added to the pool. And if we do get that stretch goal of $500 puzzlers, then it won't matter a whole lot what we do today, because we'll be paying out the top 8 of our bracket if we reach that goal. And if we somehow reach our ultimate stretch goal of $1,000, we're going to pay everyone. We're going to pay everyone that plays and make this experience worth our while for absolutely everyone involved. So if you would like to add to the prize pool, then by all means, type !pool in our live Twitch chat to get a direct link to the tip page, and our players definitely appreciate any change you could spare towards that pool. But here we are at the losers quarterfinals. We've got a couple of bangers for you today. The 5-6 matchup of Tayman ND versus Ty will close out our show today, but first up, it is 6 versus Fate7799, a 3-4 matchup. Two players have been really on the verge of doing some great things in these tournaments, and TA, we've really seen Fate emerge as a major threat in this tournament specifically, haven't we?
Absolutely. I think not to jump the gun on you, but I think the predictions in Twitch chat live right now, currently sitting at 95% to Fate, I think are all a factor of that. His performances in the first few rounds, especially on easy, normal, and hard, have been nothing short of breathtaking, honestly. Like, I know that sounds hyperbolic, but he really came in and just stormed through. He was always performing well in our past tournaments, but this one he just came in like a bulldozer. His Achilles heel last week turned out to be S-Hard, and it turns out that V-Hard gives him a little trouble too. I think that's going to be a big part of the strategy today. I mean, early rounds, there's some doubling up or even tripling up where you can hit, a category multiple times. There's no such luxury here. If it goes 5, you're not escaping V-Hard and S-Hard. Fate is going to come in, and I would wager he goes in hard trying to take the sweep and avoid both of those top levels. Not that 6 is going to let him, but I think that's going to be the strategy for Fate today.
I do wonder how the match play will get approached as these players counterpick each other, because on paper it sure seems like Fate has had the advantage on all of the levels that everyone has played today, but S-Hard is going to be the ultimate equalizer, and that will be looming for all of our players today. FFR, what do you expect to see out of these two? How do you think this match is going to go?
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Because Fate has been doing an excellent job on the lower difficulties, and even V-Hard as well. The couple races he's done, he's put up very good times, even in V-Hard. I think Fate is gonna want to go for the more lower difficulties to try to get some points on the board, where I would expect 6 to maybe get some of the RNG on his side. Seeing that Fate did struggle quite hard with S-Hard in his last match with me, so this match is going to be interesting. We'll see how the direction goes.
And not to jump too much on it, but Cards, you and I were talking. I believe 6 hasn't played S-Hard in this tournament yet. Correct?
No. This is the first losers bracket round where S-Hard has been introduced. Fate had to deal with a bit of a tragic S-Hard performance, as did Ty. So they will be looking for revenge on their sides today, but it's the first time for 6 in this tournament, and the first time for Tayman. So those two being fairly experienced in S-Hard definitely has a chance to swing those matches one way or the other. But let's not keep our top players waiting any longer. We are about to head into our 3-4 matchup with 6 and Fate7799. One of these players will be reaching their first PPL tournament top 4, and that match is going to start right now. had Fate's stream live before the show, so I'll need to go ahead and refresh that before we get this started. So I will give some game audio to 6 to start this off, and we are starting on the hard level for the first game. I'll start with FFR. Gentlemen, how are you two feeling about that choice to start the match?
Yeah, this seems to be the popular starting pick. Everybody is, fairly comfortable with hard difficulty just in a speed run and in casual play in general. And it does play at the same speed level as V hard and S hard, so if this match were to go to the harder difficulties in the later games, after this, you'd be actually quite used to the speed of the game at this point, and then you only have to deal with the ever-increasing speed of the AI.
Yeah, hard mode seems to be the default start for a lot of players, and it's probably going to be a good measure. As we were talking about, I think the average times so far in this tournament have favored Fate easy, normal, and hard. So 6 is going to need to take one of these early 3 off of him. Just seeing his warm-ups that he was doing over there, 6's cursor fluidity and speed is looking really good today. I know he doesn't quite have the issues that some of the rest of us have, where we get really stiff hands, but he will occasionally have a little bit slower cursor speed. That was looking really nice, so I hope that's a good sign for him to be able to perform well today.
We are about ready to start off our game 1 in this best of 5. 3 seed 6, 4 seed Fate7799. Both players have been playing very well to get to this point, but unfortunately one of them will have to bow out from here. So we will find out in this 15-stage hard run for game 1 which one that one's going to be.
Yep, absolutely. Watching that start, it does look like Fate's stream was about 3, maybe 4 seconds ahead. So we'll keep that in mind as that comes down to the wire, as it probably might with these two players.
You will see our players try to lead with combos to throw off these opponents. We like to start with a 4-in-a-row combo to create that 3-wide garbage block, and then create another one before the end of the chain. You get a little situation where the small garbage blocks will fall right next to each other and fall before the big garbage made from the X3, X4, X5 chains we could see ourselves making throughout this level. And that's basically the entire strategy for all of the levels at a base minimum.
Oh, 6. Yeah, 6 executed that strategy almost perfectly on the first stage on Gary. Got a little bit of clear and got some time wasted. Didn't quite get it on this one and got more time wasted. Just, come on, Brock.
Yeah, on the other hand, Brock is really wasting a bunch of Fate's time here.
Including a chain. No.
Oh, dear. Yeah, this is not a start you want early on.
Yeah, you want to avoid that wherever you can. 6, okay. He navigated that color conflict pretty well. There was a lot going on there. I don't think he quite got the combo follow-up and chain he wanted, but being able to follow up quick even after your chain didn't, or your initial attack didn't go the way that you wanted, is definitely one of the keys to, I'd say, normal hard and V hard in particular. First half of V hard, certainly.
So we're getting close to effectively the first quarter of this hard run, and it is 6 effectively having a full stage lead right now, but that 12-second Misty from Fate will definitely make him feel a lot better about how the run is going. Had some garbage clears to dodge early on, and I'm going to have to ask Serge a question about that swap after the match, because not sure what he was thinking there. Still kind of a mystery what these opponents will do.
Yeah,
Nice
Surge,
9 combo from
Surge is
Fate.
not going to be able to dodge that question in the after turn. Oh, 9. We like 9s.
That is a 9 from Fate. You really can't expect anything better than that, especially in a race situation. Fate definitely pulling out all the stops here. And 6 is going to get
6.
Erica distracted enough for a 19. Kind of
A
looking
little
for
bit slower result, and it took him a little bit to build it, but that's exactly what you're looking for on a lot of these opponents. Those 2 separate 3-wide blocks with garbage above it. These AI opponents just don't know how to deal with it, so you're consistently not going to have the bad stages as often if you execute that like he just did.
6 might have something here, and
Okay.
oh boy, that is a 10. We love 10
Yeah,
second stages around here.
Koga was going for those greens. Thankfully, was not quite fast enough.
Okay, that
Fate
accidentally went one farther than Fate intended, but he needed it. He needed one more beyond that. Oh. I think so far it has looked like Fate's sends have not been as calculated as he wants them to be, or as they've been in the last few weeks. He's gotten some really great stages, and he's gotten a few that just have not had what he wanted on that front attack. Meanwhile, 6 has been a lot more consistent with that open and his first follow-up, and that's kind of a hallmark of his, is that first follow-up pretty much always coming right behind his attacks, whether he feels like his opening's good enough or not. That's always been something that 6 has excelled.
We've definitely recognized 6 in these terms as a bit of a more methodical player than most, even going so far as to do like post-mortems on various match plays, especially during the Tetris Attack tournaments. 6 definitely one of the more analytical minds in our community. Fate has been just building things up ever so slightly since his 2022 debut. Maybe a bit more on the aggro side from what my memory serves, and certainly doing wonders in the stages that it works here. Like when Fate wins, he wins very fast. But if you go too aggressive, you can get yourself falling behind into like multiple 30-second stages, and you can't have too many of those in a hard run against players of 6's caliber.
Yeah, and I think that's an adjustment for a lot of players as they make the leap into being a top 10, top 8 type player, is trying to figure out where the line is on those aggressive strategies that are frankly the preferred strategy when you are grinding for a PB. Because you can just reset if it doesn't work. Well, guess what? We're in a no reset scenario here. And so finding that balance is something that I think every player reaching that threshold starts to struggle with. And Fate at times has really threaded that needle well, and at other times has fallen into the same trap that we all do of, let me go for the one that I know can get me a 9 or a 10 or an 11 second sometimes, even if the 14 would be a lot safer. And when he's got it, he's definitely shown that he can have some fantastic showings. But that's something that he's gonna be keeping the balance on as much as possible, and we'll see how he does that. 6, on the other hand, is as you mentioned, a lot less of that super tight ceiling player, and a lot more of a here's my safe send, here's my extra safe send calculation. That said, they're not very far apart right now.
As we head into the Puzzle Elite, I believe the separation now is about 10 seconds between our 3 seed and 4 seed, and the final opponent, Gary 2, looms large in these hard runs. Gary 2 having an opportunity to waste multiple minutes of time if he finds the right matches, so it is not over until the Fat Gary sings, but ooh, Richie really not doing Fate any favors there.
Are you ready?
Yeah, if he didn't have him topped, if he had had 1 or 2 more lines on that, Fate might have been able to escape that. But his follow-up here looks good.
Yeah, that is the most important thing with this run here is keeping the opponent topped off, because if they're not topped off, then that gives them more time to do stuff here in. Oh, 6. Had a Lorelei that's just too flat. Lowered off everything.
Lorelei and flat, 2 words I never would have equated together, but I digress.
Oh my goodness.
I digress. Fate really making up a lot of time there. Now has caught up to about 8 seconds within 6 at this point. With 2 stages to go, this could really go down to the wire, puzzlers. Okay, 6 got a 7 combo in the second chain link, not a 4 combo, so this is not going to fall exactly as 6 needs it, but the timing was good enough, and it looks like, 1 match away from a 14 was Fate. He's going to get an 18 here. We're about 15 seconds apart heading into the final stage, so Gary, too, has the opportunity to decide yet another race.
Yeah, 6 did a great job of seeing that he didn't have the combos and extending his chain more than he has been. Good adjustment. Let's see if he needs that adjustment or gets his setup the way he wants here on Gary. Oh, you hate when the garbage or the combo garbage falls before the chain garbage, because then you get leveling like that sometimes.
But Gary runs out of time, and it looks like Fate has a little bit of a combo trap set in place, except Gary found
No,
a
Gary.
match above. That's a bit unfortunate, and now Fate is going to have to deal with that a little bit longer, as 6 has finished game 1 with a time of 9 minutes 30 seconds. Good enough for Pokeball number 1.
Oh, Gary 2 just did a frame perfect 10 combo just now. There he
Gary,
is. Down he
this
goes.
is hard mode, not V hard. Stop it. Wow.
There he is. Down he goes.
And as consistent as 6 as Fate has been, I believe that is actually Fate's slowest hard time of the entire tournament. That 10-13. So,
Having watched his previous run, here. I believe it. Fate making his bid to join the pantheon of glass cannons along me and Ty. So, not that we want people to be glass cannons, but apparently some of us are going to be.
And with that win by 6, it is Fate's choice for what the next level is going to be. It could be easy, it could be normal, it could be V hard, it could be S hard, but Fate has decided to take things a little on the easy side for game 2.
I'm not really surprised by this one. It seems to be a category that should favor him. He's got a generally higher cursor speed. His speed of execution when he's on has shown, at least during this tournament, to be a bit better than 6's. And consistency in normal and hard tends to be a lot more valuable. Easy tends to favor burst. If you can make the garbage faster, you're at an advantage there. So I'm not really surprised that Fate's picking that.
Counterpunching.
Yeah, this was
will definitely be very important here. Go ahead.
Yeah, this was the strategy that I had in mind. Whenever I would lose, I would just go to easy mode and try to get on the board. Needless to say, that did not work out so much for me, but you know, when you're a champion puzzler, you just come in a clutch anyway, so.
Oh yeah, easy is definitely where we see the biggest separation in skill from the first tier of players to the second tier of players, or like we expect times under 6:30 for all of our players, and at this point, and some people here have very hard times getting below that mark. But we have a timer counting down to start game 2, and we will see how these two will handle the easy level. These players have both had 4 races of this level in this tournament, and it is Fate with the faster average to this point, 620 to 629. In fact, Fate's slowest easy time actually matches 6's average. So on paper, this could be lopsided for Fate, but 6 is gonna get a garbage clear, and Fate will dodge
garbage
it.
clear on Gary 1. And that's, to your point, a lot of the times are very tightly bunched in easy mode. And the unfortunate thing is that a 5-second differential in this mode can be the difference. I speak from experience, my own experience last week. 1 garbage clear on 1 stage can be all that it takes.
Yeah, it's very difficult to make up chunks of time on this difficulty. The only way you really come back is just a few seconds at a time every stage. And Fate actually gets a very clean opening 2 stages there. It's a very good start.
Oh, 6 gets another garbage clear. That's going to be a big problem, because these are the 2 slow stages in this easy run. Gary and Brock do not raise their stack at the very beginning of this run, so you have to send an average 7 lines to those opponents. But if you can get 4 lines really quickly, you can beat the rest of these opponents. Fate could not quite do that on this Misty, and is going to see a 3-chain as a result. That's going to waste a lot of time on this speed level 1. So that's a 25 for Fate, and 6 is going to get a 10. Very rarely do we see swings that big on the easy level, but it is allowing 6 to really, he's got like the 1-second lead right now, if their timers are accurate. Very early on, very close to call at this point. But we've got dueling 12 seconds here for our players here. That's going to be the time that I think they will both want to try and get on each stage going forward. If you can get like 15 seconds in the first 2 stages and 12 for the others, you will be in for a very, very good easy time. I see a 4-4-7 combo assault from Fate, and that's going to be enough for his consecutive 12. 6 is going to get an 11, and I think that will extend the lead just a little bit.
That 11 could have been a 10 if Erica hadn't gotten that 1 random clear. That was really quick.
And yes, random matches could prove to be all the difference in how fast these stages go. Okay, 6 not quite finding the combos he wanted right away. Does extend that out to a 4-chain. 4-chain is often a little overkill if you can find the combos. We tend to want to approach these a little closer to what Fate did in the previous stage, with a 4 combo, another 4 combo, then like 5, 6, 7 combo. That tends to stack up to the 4 lines we need pretty quickly. But 6 is getting the job done with these 4 chains. Cuts that off, finds a 6 combo on top of that, so that should be a good result for 6. That's good enough for a 12, good enough to stave off Fate a little bit more. And after this stage, it looks like we are separated by 2 seconds. Still way too close to call, puzzlers.
Yeah, dueling 12s on both sides. We're in the heart of easy mode, where consistent players, top level players like both of these players have proven themselves to be, get a chain of a bunch of stages in a row with good times, and single second differences between stages is not going to be uncommon. Meanwhile,
again,
clears though. Oh no.
Once again, 6 finds a garbage clear, and Fate will take the lead right back. The garbage clears are so slow. This is speed level 1. Anyone that has played any decent amount of verses in this game knows the verses levels from 1 to 10. This is level 1. This is as slow as it gets in basically the entire series. And Fate definitely using that speed to his advantage for another 10-second time. 6 settling for a 12 is running out of time to come back, and Fate is really in prime position now to even up this match.
About a 5 or 6 second difference is honestly hard to come back from here. Not impossible, but absolutely 6 needs to continue on and hope that the game gives him an opening. And Fate's not letting it right now.
Like, Fate has been a little bit better about finding the combos and has been able to cut off his chains at X3, getting 12-second times. 6 has been going to more 4 chains and has fallen a little bit behind the pace in that regard. But oh, that's kind of an early cutoff from Fate, and it might prove to be enough here. And with that 12, Fate clocks in an easy time of 6:25.
There we go. The equalizer. Fate feeling good about that. The fist pump deserved. Oh, Gio almost made that, extra salty there at the end for 6. Not quite, but almost.
Yeah, 6 not far behind with a 6:34. And with that, we are even up in the match at 1 Pokeball apiece. GG's from both players there, but really, it was Gary and Brock that sunk 6's chances that entire race. He was coming from a deficit that far early, and that was going to be quite the effort to come back from, and it did kind of swing there in 6's favor for a little bit, but Fate was really able to cut the chains shorter and drop the attack sooner, and that may have been the whole difference. So now it is 6's choice for Game 3. We have Normal, we have V-Hard, we have S-Hard to choose from, and it looks like we are about to turn the randomness up to a 10, because we are going V-Hard for Game 3. Like, maybe we want to, like, dodge some RNG until we really need to channel it, but Fate's had some incredibly fast V-hard times in this tournament. 2 of the fastest V-hard times we have seen so far. So if that luck continues, this could still fall in Fate's favor.
Yeah, I mean, it could go the other way, though. I mean, I could see a world where 6 dominates here in V-hard and chooses Game 4 in S-hard to close it out. I can see a world where he goes that way. I don't know that he will. He's so calculating, though. He knows where he's got the advantages on Fate on average. But averages get ruined by RNG. That's what they do, so we'll see how it shakes out, but I can see a world where V-hard and S-hard 6 feels like they're the secret weapon for him.
I mean, right now, Fate is averaging a cool 15.22 in his 2V hard races so far this tournament, which is, I'd say that's very strong.
Agreed.
All right, game 3 is underway, and we really do have a bit of a tale of two halves in this run. We're generally wanting to treat the first half of V Hard like it's the second half of hard mode, although Fate's Gary really making him send a big attack in order to top him off. Fate was not ready for that, but 6 was definitely ready for a much more cooperative Gary one, and gets a 16-second time to start things off. Fate has to settle for a 32, and definitely wondering what he could be doing different for these next 15 stages.
Yeah, luckily, unlike easy mode where we just were, a Gary 1 troll is not as punishing, is the word I'll choose there. There's a lot more room to come back. There's a lot more variance after that fact. So as long as you keep that in mind, get the mentality the right way, get your head in the right space, you can come back from that and keep on going. He seems to be playing pretty well here. Meanwhile, 6 is doing pretty good for himself, even with a little bit of trolling from Brock there.
Yeah, he actually has a fairly solid start. 2 pretty decent stages. Fate's Brock is getting a lag 5 chain on him. It does down stack out of time, but these first half is kind of where you can get all the fast stages to kind of set up for hopefully a good second half here. Fate, a couple 30-second stages, they're not awful, but definitely does set you back a little bit.
Yeah, and luckily for him, 6 is getting good, not great stages. I mean, we've seen some runners establish a stage, maybe even a 2-stage lead through the first 8 here in V Hard, and use that extra time as a buffer. 6 is making some headway, making some buffer there, but not an extraordinary amount. At least not yet. This surge might be pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
That's certainly a good one. The 13 seconds will put 6 a full stage ahead as Fate runs into another struggle with Misty. But I will speak from my personal experience of trying to recapture the V Hard world record in the past few weeks. The second half will be a struggle for our players. V Hard in general will be a big struggle for our players. Even some of the top players have trouble finishing in under 20 minutes. So we can't get discouraged if a single stage goes bad. If a whole string of stages goes bad, then we might have to sweat things out a little bit. But you can kind of see what kind of attacks Fate is getting demanded of him. Was ready with the 9 lines to top off Surge in 24 seconds, but we're gonna need a lot more of that as this run progresses.
6 might need a bunch here. Koga did a 7 change, puts his stack really low.
Gets the
6
garbage clear.
had the garbage, but Koga just clears it anyways.
But runs out of time just after that.
And there we go with the 15 over on Fate's side, feeling a lot better about himself, making up a big chunk of time there.
I think that's just the way that Fate has been playing these early stages, just hoping for the quick chains and getting the quick stages. It's kind of reminiscent of the way I would play these early stages, whether the stage is cooperative or not. 6 has been a lot more content with sending bigger chains, and
I think 6 wanted to have sent that one more chain link faster.
Maybe.
Oh.
That's a bit unfortunate. Like these foes are not that great at staying alive for long enough of a time to be like a threat to actually win. But one thing they are fairly good at is just making random matches to
Sabrina, please.
hold off the death timer. And we're definitely seeing a little bit of that as these opponents get faster and faster.
Ooh, 6.
Oh, no.
The backup though force didn't work.
Yeah, and it's right around here, right around stage 7, Sabrina or so, where the AI takes a little bit of a shift, and man, it can punish sometimes, especially here on this V-Hard. It really can. But 6 calmly keeping the course, keeping the pressure on. He knows he'll get out of it at some point here. For a lot of players, me included, this is where reset strats start happening, and he's definitely not there yet on his side, but I mean, it's not like Fate's having a much better time with Sabrina right now.
All of those matches Sabrina able to make use of to waste so much time, and Fate's time also getting wasted by Sabrina, so Fate not able to use up a lot of the opportunity 6 gave him to catch up, but will make up a little bit of ground with that 1-16. And really, from this point onward, we will definitely see timing of these attacks play a bigger role in how fast these stages go. Looks like 6 is kind of extending the chain just to adjust the time.
For
time
Blaine
with
to
which
do
the attack
anything.
drops.
Blaine, do something.
Yeah. Oh, Blaine actually had to level it off but ruined it.
And what a fast play from Fate, an 11-second Blaine to take the lead at the halfway point of this 16-stage run, just over 7 minutes. And now 6 is actually going to reset the stage in hopes of landing a better attack.
Yeah, he wasn't in a great spot to continue that. If he had kept going, it would have gone at minimum another 20 seconds, perhaps longer. And that's kind of the threshold he's looking for of, okay, I think I can do a less than 20-second reset if I get good, timing on an opening attack. And that's the risk you take on a reset, but at the same time, it's better odds. It really is. Better odds, not fantastic odds. Blaine, come on.
Yeah, it's definitely better odds of to keep trying again to get that quick kill, but you can sometimes still wind up with bad stages. But
meanwhile, that Tracy chose the worst possible path, and Fate gets out of there with the 45. That could have been way worse.
Yeah, these foes are not super great at adapting to rapidly changing conditions, so the match they will go for may not even exist by the time they get to it, even at this level. But we are starting to see some opponents that will move fairly fast, and fast enough to keep up with everything that our players will send at them.
Nice.
Bit of a pathing issue by Rocket with Fate. Is going to get to down stacking, make things shake in time. That's going to be enough for a garbage clear. Fate contemplating a reset right then and there.
Didn't take it, though. I kind of was thinking he should have. He let it play out for a moment there just to see if it got a better scenario. It did not.
And the criteria for deciding whether to reset, kind of murky. Both players have their own individual decision trees that they go through. I for one like to consider how many panels the opponent is working with, because we really are at this point starting to rely on these foes running out of resources and not having the panels to respond to the garbage attack. So we'll try to see if we can extend these chains out, and so far so good for Fate in this mid game. 6 going to finally get out of Blaine with a 20-second attempt, but has fallen our patent pending 2-stage lead behind our 4 seed. Fate looking fairly strong in the second half.
Yeah, and to your point, Cards, like the decision tree is especially difficult here between stages, I'd say 7 and 12 or so of V-Hard, because the opens are less consistent than the last few stages, and certainly S-Hard. There's a measure of consistency. You know what to expect when you're doing a stage reset there. It's a bit less. You can end up with 11s or 22s like Fate just got, or you can end up getting trolled even if you did it right. So it's a lot tougher here in this point. But now Fate's entering the part of the run where it becomes, in my opinion, and from what we've seen historically, a lot more consistent to do resets from this point through the end.
Yeah, the AI is a lot faster now, and a lot more consistent at chaining, so you can kind of gauge sort of when they're gonna have a low one side or not. Oh, Richie
might have a
run
down-stacking
out of
problem
time.
here. Does get to that
Oh,
match in time, and you know there's like an
This rocket
invisible
looks
timer
good.
at the top of the screen.
No!
Oh, come on,
why did
Rocket.
Team Rocket go that way?
Speaking of the AI not adapting to situations, it didn't know it was trapped.
That's six showing on consecutive stages. Why we lead with the combo blocks. That combo trap. The small blocks fall first, and the opponents want to deal with the lowest block first. Richie runs out of time, and Fate
That was
is
so
more or less
close.
maintaining his 2-stage lead thanks to that clutch win.
His lead was as much as, I'd say, I would have called it 2.5, almost 3 stages, and 6 has closed at least a stage of that, and could have closed a lot more if that Richie had made it. That was frames away, just a few frames away from being a lot longer for Fate.
Oh, did that
No
yellow
s-
match
no sub-block
actually
for
save
6,
Giovanni's
yes.
bacon there?
I
That's
think
unfortunate.
that mattered. Oh,
Okay,
he
Fate
gonna
has
make
some
it?
garbage
Yeah.
separation on the Lorelei. Lorelai's not dealing with this garbage block
Lorelai's-
effectively. And she's just gonna get to that green match
no
in
bail
time
out
for the
this
clear.
time. To quote friend of the community and champion in this Pokemon Puzzle League, Tayman, she should not have had time for that. What is stop time?
I mean, stop time is
Oh.
supposed to be the time that freezes the stack from making combos and chains, and at this level, it's still a very slow by Tetris Attack standards level 4. Like the hardest levels of Tetris Attack play at level 6. These levels play at level 4.
Leveling on 6's side is disgusting. No, don't level like that.
Jeez.
So slow. This game in general is so slow. Oh, maybe now Fate has the trap in place?
Oh,
And enough on the back end?
Yes,
it's not
sort
topped.
of. Sort of.
That will do!
Yeah, good
That
enough.
will do just fine!
We take those.
And now Fate has a 3-stage lead with 2 stages to go. Fate once again looking to hit about a 15-minute VR time like he has done throughout this tournament, and would be taking a decisive lead in this matchup if he were to pull it off.
If he got that would be, in my mind, a bit of a flip to the narrative of consistency, because getting consistently around 15 minutes in V-Hard is so difficult. Gary's not really going to let him do it easily, but never
Gary
mind.
runs out. Gary will
How
run
did
out of
Gary
time
run out of-
dealing with the low garbage block. They're all
got the
capable of running
clear.
out of time with that.
Okay, how come he ran out of stop time there, but so many other times we've seen less clears mean more stop. Anyway, this game sometimes.
This game does some weird stuff, especially when new garbage blocks enter the the screen. It
Right.
will actually reset death timers if new garbage blocks that were not part of the original garbage queue that fell enter the playfield. And
He
now
didn't get the
Fate-
timing he wanted over here. Fate extended to try and find
Oh.
a good drop point and didn't find one. This Mewtwo, depending on what it does,
I don't know what matches Mewtwo's gonna have left. The purple, gonna get there.
Yeah.
And then what?
Yeah. So
the
unfortunately,
next match?
Mewtwo. Well, Mewtwo doesn't have a
Green.
chain off of this.
Gonna get to that. The
Yeah.
greens do.
and this Mewtwo will go for a
Inevitably
while.
match.
I'm gonna make a controversial opinion here. If this keeps setting up the way it is, oh, never mind. What I was about to say does not make sense
Oh.
anymore. This Mewtwo has put itself in a very bad spot.
Oh, that is
Oh,
terrible.
Oh wait,
no,
hold on,
horizontal.
the blues. This will waste a little more
This
time.
might still be fine.
There's
There's a yellow and a
Oh.
purple still left. Is Mewtwo gonna get to this in time? He will not.
He will not.
And Fate
16.
will take down Game 3 with a 16-01.
Wow.
Amazing.
That is for V hard. That is amazing consistency. It is one of the most variable modes in this game. I mean, even S hard with its wild swings, V hard. I mean, we've seen players go everywhere from 12 to 25 on V hard. Like, to be that, to have a few runs clustered this close together in time is amazing.
Absolutely stunning level of consistency from one of our newer tournament players. Fate having participated in 3 of these and coming off of winning the silver bracket, our consolation bracket last year. Definitely doing some good things here. And with 5
Bruno.
minutes to finish before getting the run mercy killed, 6 has decided that he's had enough. And I can't blame him. So
That Bruno just would not get low on either side. Refused to give him an opening on what he was doing. He extended out all the way to an 11, just looking for a spot and never had one.
So 6's V hard time will be recorded in the history books as the winning time plus 5 minutes at a 21:01. And now the choice is normal or S hard. And 6 looking to make the decision on one of those levels for Game 4 for 6's tournament life.
Oh, he's gonna need to win both. Which one? Which one does he want to do first?
Puzzlers, it's S hard time.
It's S hard time.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
Oh, I don't know if there's a better way, but I will say S hard game 5 to decide it all feels so bad, man. It does because of all the variants. If you S hard game 4 and then win it and normal, which feels a little bit less trolly at the end, you can feel better about however that one goes down because the better player won it. S hard just being S hard. I like this pick in general. I don't know that there was a correct answer, but this is a good answer.
I mean,
Honestly, with
S hard. Yeah, go ahead.
Honestly, with how well Fate's been doing at the lower levels, I think S hard is probably the better option for 6 to pick. So
Yeah, 6 is banking on Fate having a hard time with it like he did last week. And I will bet you Fate has put in a lot of work this week in his practices and warm-ups on it to not have that repeat. We'll see how it goes.
I, for one, would not want S hard for my tournament life. Like, as random as that level is, I really would want to try and get that out of the way before the end of the match, so that way the pressure of a game 5 and the randomness of the most difficult level in this game that could take anywhere from a little less than 20 minutes, as we've seen in tournament play, to over 40 minutes, as we've also seen in tournament play. I think we had a 45-minute S-Hard at one point when we left the race times uncapped. We didn't have a mercy kill rule. The runs can go really long.
Yes, cards. Yes, we did. I was the one that won with a 45.
Right.
And that was not because of race caps. That was because that was the winning time. That was an epic for the ages between me and Ty. Actually, in this same round, it was who decided. It decided who was going into game or into the final four in that tournament.
All right, here we go.
That match featured 5 Mewtwo resets or deaths. So let's not see anything like that ever again, please.
This is going to be a crazy one. Fate has a 23 S-Hard on his belt. Meanwhile, 6 is a member of the sub-20 club. So on paper, 6 has the higher ceiling in this round. But as we see it play out right here, Fate has the combo trap set in place. Gets it down in 23 seconds. 6 will also get it down in 27 seconds. That is how we want to play these stages.
Yeah, no, on S-Hard, that's basically neck and neck. They both got the setup. 6 extended his chain so far to get that timing, and it didn't even look like he had the timing. It still worked out very, very well done on both sides.
Okay, I think Fate might have wanted to extend that chain, but he might have maybe had a timing that would work for Brock, but Brock is going to continue to chain this out. Now these opponents are fast enough that they're going to get to a lot of potential matches here.
Yeah, Fate had a 4 combo to extend his chain that turned into a 7, and it messed up his next chain link. So he ended up dropping that, and it is being a little bit of a... He needs to drop this, like, yesterday. This Brock needs to be topped off.
Yeah, and yesterday was too late.
Yeah, now it's too late. Yeah. And that is absolutely one thing that our top level runners have gotten so much better at over the years, and it's tough to learn. Is making more garbage is good, but sometimes you have to break that up into 2 attacks or even 3 because you want the opponent to stay topped off. Making a big fill the screen attack isn't always the best strategy here in S-Hard. Making
very fortunate.
Okay.
Very fortunate for 6 on that Misty, and 6 knew it. Oh, that was so close to not working.
All right, this Brock is not looking favorable for Fate here.
Oh, Brock gets to that in time.
And honestly, I'm surprised we're not seeing... Okay, there it is. The stage reset. S-Hard stage resets are a staple of quick play these days. That is the meta that works the most consistently and the best. It really is.
As much as it'd be so thrilling to watch these stages play out, we don't have time to watch these stages play out for 5 minutes. That is a real potential on every stage. I've been playing this game for over 10 years in a speedrun context. I have seen every opponent in this mode get past 5 minutes.
Multiple times.
Boy.
And
there we go.
Fate sets the combo trap to finally get rid of Brock in that 25, and 6 will take a reset. So we are down to a 1-stage separation, and that's basically how these S-Hard races will progress. They're going to be... Progress is going to be made in chunks. It's not going to be anything gradual.
All right, 6 has a good setup here. And he's literally got each chain link ready to go. He wanted that surge to do more. He did some more to get that timing a little bit better, but okay, Surge.
Oh, Surge is
thank
doing
you.
a bunch here.
Yeah, that's
That's
exactly
a little
what I
off.
wanted.
And like
It didn't look like that Surge was going to do enough, but he did.
And like you can see, Surge, a human with Surge's field could have like dropped down a blue to make a match, and then let the yellows fall into a chain on the right after that to deal with that garbage. But these opponents don't know how to do that. They will once they recognize their situation, which they are slow to recognize, by the way, they will only look underneath the lowest combo garbage block and deal with that first.
That is some awkward timing there from Erica for 6. I don't think that's going to work.
So
And with setup underneath here, I'm surprised he hasn't already reset here. His threshold, I think, and a lot of players, see, there we go. A lot of players' threshold is simply a, how many rows of blocks does this opponent have to work with? I think other players will have a little bit more nuance of how, you know, is it set up? Is there immediate clears obviously set up under this block? I know that my threshold for reset on S hard personally is, did they clear the big block? I will give it 1 drop to see if it's going to drop where it goes, maximum. Then we're just clearing that big block multiple times, and we don't have time for that.
And Erica messed everything up at the end of that stage, and 6 will escape with that 23-second attempt, and maybe give Erica a bit of a look as to what she was doing there, because she definitely had at least 2 opportunities to deal with 6's attack and squandered both of them.
Yeah, we have seen this AI like seemingly squander a full board of blocks and get crushed. It's really quite comical when it happens here. 6,
there we go. Misty getting out of the way finally for Fate. You could see the head shake. He is in the S hard salt right now, deep. We all have felt it. Anyone who's speedrun S hard has felt that when you just get a wall that will not move out of your way, and it's a rough feeling sometimes.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few walls in this tournament from opponents.
Fate, that is not what you meant to do.
Oh, low right.
Out of time is Surge anyway, and I don't think Kogo is going to have any answer at all, even if he's been able to flatten that stack. So 6 will be maintaining our patent pending 2-stage lead here, and it is still extremely early. We're kind of like hoping to finish these runs in under 30 minutes every time, but that has not been a guarantee in these tournaments. So we are still in for the long haul. Oh, I think
and
he saw the low left, and that is an expertly timed attack to dispatch Erica.
Very nice. Yeah, as we mentioned earlier, it's not like the old days of our tournaments where it was, you know, best of 5 all S hard all the time. Those were some long matches. These are S hard has become the big stage that you want to avoid for a lot of players, but we're still seeing some high level execution, perhaps even better than when we were playing all S hard all the time. The shift to incorporating more of the other speeds into these tournaments has really shifted a lot of people's approach and skill set. You know, a lot of learning has been shown by a lot of players because of that.
Oh, I don't think 6 wanted
6 kind
to
of.
No,
drop
he
that
tried
attack
to
early.
extend that.
Yeah.
Double swap, got his timing off there. And that's another thing at these lower speeds. Anybody who plays PvP, for example, tends to have a tough time because you can you can swap and undo the swap faster than the game realizes. It's not a big, it's not a small frame window. You can do it really easily by mistake in this game speed.
Like, we've seen players from the PvP come in here and dominate. Like, even our supreme Tetris Attack record holder, Yoshi, has won one of these tournaments, even playing on these hardest levels. So PvP players have been able to come in and have some successes, like Yoshi, like Ty, like Foxy Man. We've seen some specialists do some good things, and we've also seen some specialists come in here and struggle a little bit to try and optimize things. Oh
yeah,
no, Fate!
I think even the ones that have done fantastically well have had an adjustment period, because you can't mash, you have to time.
Yeah, you can see it on Fate's face there. He did not like that Koga having 6 blocks left, but a horizontal clear. And
yep.
Oh, Blaine had time for that. Jeez.
Yeah, 6 only got one of the 2 4 combos into that one. I don't know that the other one would have given him enough time, but it might have. Blaine just making use of that over there. I've actually taken 2, and you'll see on Tayman does this sometimes, which is actually where I picked it up. Doing an 8 combo into a 4 combo gives you a really interesting geometry for the falling blocks that will save you a few of those times when maybe the double 4 alone wouldn't have. It takes a little longer to set up, though, so it's not something that everyone's adopted.
All right,
oh,
Blaine is
downstacking
downstacking this poorly, and that's a very weirdly shaped slope from Blaine, allowing the combo to fall into place and get the kill. And, no, Fate's cutting off this chain to get this to work, and
nice.
It is
It
going to get
will
locked
work.
in.
There we go. Okay.
That will be just fine. We always have to sweat it a little bit when the opponent wanders above that low garbage block. You always have to wonder if they're going to get themselves unstuck, because sometimes they can.
But
6.
yeah.
Consciously thinking about whether or not to extend that chain, looking,
Whoa.
measuring the timing, and it worked perfectly.
Like there were 3 lines underneath that lowest garbage block, and the opponent saw not a single option to match against it. These foes are a little bit on the stupid side, but you can see how fast they get as the stages progress. They are still quite a menace to try and out. I do wonder how much playtesting was done into this secret level before the game was shipped out, because it certainly feels like a level that was not meant to be beaten, much less fast. Has 6 followed up with enough? Yes, he has!
Nice.
And that combo trap will fall into place at 19 seconds. I think Fate might have a combo trap here as well.
Yep, low.
That will do.
Low left. Yep.
So the lead is 3 stages now for our 3 seed. The gambit of picking S-Hard to stay alive in the tournament is working so far for 6. But there's still a lot of play left to be had to decide this. And really, I think that was the best timing 6 was going to have for that attack.
Yeah, it wasn't perfect timing, but you're right. I think that was the best he could see available, and good job really tailoring the attack to hit that timing. Even if it doesn't... I don't know. Yeah, there we go. I was like, even if it doesn't work out, it was still unclear whether it would work out at that point. That's the crazy part about some of these stages is if the initial attack doesn't work immediately, sometimes the secondary mistakes work, but it's so hard to tell if they're going to or if the AI is going to, actually make a decent move. It's just such a struggle to figure out what they're going to do because I feel like half the time they don't know.
Uh-oh. Fate pressed the
no.
raise button one too many times. took a loss in 5 seconds. Oh,
My
that does happen to
personal
everybody.
puzzle fear. My personal puzzle fear.
Ooh,
That's
Giovanni's got some
alright.
pillars
Not a
here.
big problem.
Cleared one. Nope, chain off of that.
Oh,
Doesn't have an
might
immediate
run into a
clear off
problem
of the
here.
garbage.
Nope,
Okay.
shouldn't get that in
No,
time.
he's found one now.
Wait,
Oh,
horizontal 6 combo.
bodied?
And
Yeah.
Blaine is bodied. Oh, we love that. We love to see these foes go for a horizontal 6 combo, because that usually means they've run out of absolutely every other option. And that ended up being the case for Fate's Blaine. So now we formally welcome Fate into the second half of this run. And
Oh,
6
Giovanni
is
actually did
continuing this
White
chain.
the leg chain there.
6 with some beautiful chain extensions here. Really going out of his way on a couple of these, but knows where he's going before he starts it, so it hasn't really been a rush. Nice,
Well
clean,
done.
get out of Geo.
Well done from 6 there.
And
Fate
he's into the
tries
last
again.
4 stages.
Fate, I think this is his 3rd attempt at tracing. We really do have to look at each of these stages as attempts. It's not about an endurance run through each stage. We really are trying to like reset for a good timing on these attacks. We're just trying to attempt the combo trap win on every stage. That's basically all we've got.
Yeah, to borrow a sports metaphor, because I know me and Tay love to do that, this is not rugby or soccer where you just keep running around trying to get little tactical advantages. No, this is American football where you just call it good, get down, and call a new play and try again.
So every reset in that case would that constitute a punt or a turnover? What do you think?
I would say it would be a down, but you know, 3rd down, 4th down. You hope you don't go farther than that.
Quite possible, though. We've seen players stall on these stages for many minutes at a time, trying to get reset after resets. Far from a guarantee. Has Fate followed up with enough here?
Nope.
Oh,
Need that chain to
up a
fall
little too
sooner.
much. He definitely had
Well,
that one.
yeah.
He'd be able to drop that.
You can see it in his reaction. He knew it. He knew he had it, but just didn't quite get the execution there.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Doing one too many chain links, which ruins.
Which feels so bad when you did the stage before, or the attempt before on the same stage, when you did one too few. And so you go one too long and just can't, you swung back the wrong way too far.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Right.
Alright, we're getting some dueling resets here, as now the lead is 4 stages in 6's favor. 6 looking to stay alive in this tournament and get into the money for our crowdfunded prize
That
pool.
did not fall the way that 6 meant for it to. He was trying to have the separate timing fall and get him a second 4. He eventually fixed it, but
Oh, 6
he's going to
couldn't
do a
get
little work
that
to make
9
sure he
chain
hit the
in
double
time.
4s.
This might be enough for a low right trap.
Low right Lorelei here.
Oh,
Oh, level
And the garbage is leveled
Stop.
off. That's probably going to
Oh.
lead to an immediate garbage clear followed by an immediate reset. And now that Lorelei has 2 matches off of the garbage,
Yeah.
okay, that makes a little more sense. Oh, is this
Oh,
broken
little
up
left for Fate?
right for
Yes.
Fate?
Oh, I was worried about
Wonderful.
those blues. There was a scenario where Tracy downstacks those blues into a clear that cleared the trap, but you never count on that happening or not happening because you just don't know what they're gonna do. Beautiful setup. Gets you a good percentage play. Is I think the thing that drives us to get better at this game, but also drives us crazy, is you can execute perfectly, but it is never a 100% play. It is always a high percentage, but still a chance that they mess it up on you play every time.
Are you ready?
And like every reset adds up after a while. We back out to the level menu and go back in to replay the stage. That takes at least 10 seconds to play that out every time. So
I think more
resets
than
can add
that.
up.
Yeah, I think more than the time lost, and it's crazy for me to say that in a speed run, is the psychological. Like, it is a tough thing to reset a stage for the 7th time. It just really is, because then you start questioning, okay, are my attacks, is my timing good? Am I getting good? Is the reset even worth it anymore? Should I play it out? And you start doubting yourself, even if you're doing it more or less correctly.
Oh,
Fate
Rocket
might have
doesn't
a
have
low
enough here, but
everything,
Fate
but
does not have a
no.
follow-up.
There we go. Lorelei not quite getting to the clear. Get that Lorelei wall out of here.
Also,
Yeah,
just
and
a
this
note.
speed is
Also, just a note about resets. I think if Mr. Mom can rewind Barney for the 18th time, I think we can tolerate resetting on a single stage for the 7th time. Just a thought.
Ooh,
that's
nice
a
9
7.
combo
Oh,
from
a
6.
9. I thought that was going to be a 7.
Oh, there was definitely an attempt at a cutoff by 6 there. Some unconventional combo separation still happening a little bit.
The follow, Bruno's clearing that so fast that even with multiple sets of separation, he wasn't able to prevent the clear. Meanwhile, Fate getting Rocket out of here. That Rocket wall can be real as well.
Bruno doesn't
and,
have many options here. Even with the 6 combos he's clearing, he's not leaving himself with that many choices. Now that he has access to the 2nd tier of panels, it might prove to be a problem. That will trigger the reset. But there are definitely some stages where you have to look at the number of panels your opponent has to work with and still make some mental calculus of whether they're going to be able to find an answer or not.
Yeah, and Fate's looking for an answer on his Giovanni, extended it out quite far.
Yeah, he cut that off with pretty good timing. I don't think it quite was good enough, though.
Don't think 6 could have found the right timing for how short that chain went. Like personally, if I see an opponent like halfway up their board with nothing but panels when they match my garbage, I've been like relatively resistant to resetting historically in tournament play, but that is certainly an instance I will almost certainly trigger the reset button. You know, everyone has different criteria for themselves, which is like part of the beauty of how these runs get executed.
Yeah, and I think part of that is because everyone has a little bit different. Ooh, nice. Over there on Fate's side. I think part of that is because everyone has a slightly different speed and method and, you know, pattern in which they set up their attacks, right? I don't think there's one right answer for when to reset in most scenarios. There's some clear examples where, yes, a reset's definitely better here. But, I mean, take, for example, the two of you, FFR, you are a much faster cursor speed player in general. Your timing for when your attack comes off might be very different than Cards, who is, you know, able to get those timings windows in a different slot with how quick the garbage gets put together. And maybe that's a case where everyone has to learn, and as you change and grow and get better speed or better timing, your windows for when to reset might change.
6 went all the way to a 13 chain for that Bruno play, but Bruno leveled off the garbage immediately, and that's going to trigger another reset. Don't look now. Here comes Fate, now 2 stages back. He's trying to find a little bit of a groove here. Maybe he's found the timing a little bit. Being a bit methodical now with when to start, looking for the double 4s first and foremost, but maybe he's finding a little bit of a groove now.
That was an early cut, but it might work. Not quite.
Not enough
quite.
in the back end there.
Didn't quite send enough there.
He was kind of going for the cheese quick kill where it was a high stack, hoping he'd be able to get the timer out, but it just, the down stack from Richie was just too much, and he didn't have enough to keep it all the way topped off. Those can work, though. Those absolutely can work.
Again, this is a loser's bracket match. Both players fighting for their tournament lives here. 6 on the brink of elimination. As
Potential. That's
Richie,
a low
Richie
left
downstacking
on
poorly.
Richie.
There we go.
And that will lead to another kill. Looks like Bruno has too many panels to work with for 6.
He had a very low left side, but not quite low enough. He had one clear sitting there ready for that left side trap. And once he cleared that, it was just Bruno was all over the place with it. And 6 isn't top tier again. He's letting this one play out a little bit more than he has the last few.
That was going to be a very untenable situation for 6, as he was basically restricted to building chains off of Bruno's garbage, and once you get to that kind of point, it's almost impossible to outpace the opponent's clearing. Oh, has Fate sent enough to Lorelei? Just in time!
Just barely!
That 4-combo spam was clutch in keeping Lorelei pinned and crushed.
Wow. The nice thing, though, is that preview row that hadn't quite come up didn't have a clear for Lorelei. So he got the timing perfect, but he would have gotten bailed out either way. Still, we're on the same stage together after a 4-stage lead. Welcome to S-Hard, folks.
Indeed. Welcome to S-Hard. Oh, is this crater, these pillars, gonna do anything for Fate? Probably not. Unless? No. That fell the wrong way. That's going to trigger another reset. And that's going to be a reset for 6. So who will control their inner nature first? That's going to be the question now.
Good adjustment by Fate. He almost pulled the trigger on what would have been a really tough chain continuation scenario, and then he saw it, adjusted, corrected, and moved in much better. And it works.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, 6 hasn't sent enough to his Bruno. Oh no, that certainly could have been it for that one. That was the opportunity for 6 to get out of this stage, but it is Fate getting out of the stage first. And with 2 stages to go, it is Fate with the 1-stage lead.
Yeah, and
Fate
was
calculating through. Okay,
calculating this.
Yeah, Fate was 4 stages back at one point, but was able to fight back and take a bit of a lead. Ooh, this Gary's
Gary,
interesting. Okay, yeah.
Okay,
At this point,
6 gets the low left
There we
combo
go.
trap.
and 6 throws his head back. How long was he on just that Bruno? At least 6 minutes, I think.
ooh,
This
yeah,
is the
it
most-
was quite
this-
a while.
This is the most emotion we've seen from 6 in quite some time. This is how you know the stakes are real. And remember, this was 6's decision to take this level at this time.
And I'll remind everyone from what we mentioned at the beginning of the show. For either one of these players, a win in this match would constitute a first trip to a Final Four in one of our tournaments. Like, this is uncharted territory for both of them. That flat, yep, Gary's gonna get it.
Yeah. Oh.
It almost dumb stacked that other part, but not quite.
Well,
Gary doesn't have too many blocks here. Well, kept the
not
reds
too many different
alive.
colors. Now the blues will
Blue now, yeah.
line up. Yeah, Gary was going to get to that in time. So, very sensible to pull the trigger on a reset there. And I think
Ooh, nice
6
continuation
Gary has
from
too many
6.
panels here.
I think 6 is going to pop a reset here anyway, but...
Oh, I don't know how many players would have spotted the green match that Fate used to continue that chain. Oh, and it just fell a little bit late, I think. That's going to get the garbage evened out.
Leveled
Even, and that's going to be another reset.
That cards, by the way, that is one of my favorite parts about tournament time, is seeing, like, oh, I've got obvious clears here and here, and watching a player go to a clear that is an absolute just, where did that come from? That I would have never seen. Just teaching me to look for different things at different angles is just, it's amazing. And that was absolutely one of those unconventional, oh, where did this come from? Kind of, okay, maybe, nope. That Gary had the horizontal and just nothing doing there.
Yeah,
there was something there. There was something
Gary's
there from
stack
Fate.
actually got pixel raised
Yep.
at the end there, so...
Oh, 6
Okay,
did
no
not have
double
a second
4 on
4
6's
combo.
side. Yeah, I think he accidentally got a 7 in there.
Yeah, the dreaded 4 into a 7.
Yeah.
Can be hard to recognize that, and then, you know, also continue the chain to try to look for another 4 combo.
This race has now crept over the 30-minute mark. But if neither player is watching the stream, I think both players are at least listening to the commentary in some fashion. I could actually hear a little bit of feedback from Fate's audio, otherwise I'd be playing it. But if you're not paying attention, you might think it's hard to guess like how close either player is to finishing, but they are hanging tough on the same stage, and they've been in this back and forth on Gary the Second for a while now. Both players just resetting after resetting over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, I don't know if, especially on the quicker stages, you know, opinions, whatever works for you as far as if you're going to stream watch or listen at least. But on these longer ones, playing over 30 minutes on a S-hard and not knowing where your opponent is just like, it is asking for a heart attack. That famous match between me and Ty with all the Mewtwo resets was blind for me, and from that day I've either watched or listened in. I can't do that again on S-hard.
Both players had a stage there was kind of receptive to a combo trap, and neither player had it quite locked in. So
yeah, the execution's been a little lacking at moments for both of them here in these late stages. They've been, I don't know if it's nerves, tiredness, mental fatigue, just absolute emotional exhaustion, but they've been executing generally well, but both of them have had their small moments of just not quite.
And
on the
wow,
other hand,
what a timely combo trap from Fate.
Wow.
Fate gets into Mewtwo just about level now with 6. Oh my goodness, we are gonna have a Mewtwo decide this race.
Mewtwo decider. No Mewtwo resets, please.
Well, I mean, we had no Mewtwo resets in the last SR race, but...
Oh, 6. That is not the opening you want.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh, Fate's Mewtwo has a ton of blocks. Oh dear.
6
Well,
did
if you
not
guys...
get a good open on this Mewtwo, and has gotten good recovery, but Mewtwo is so unforgiving if you don't get the beginning part. And oh man,
Well,
we
here
are
we
officially,
are.
this is gonna go a bit for both players now.
Here we go. Hopefully you guys got 11 minutes and change on your hand.
No, let's not wish that on these players. I don't think even our worst enemy should have to sit through Mewtwo for that long.
We are officially though in the who's Mewtwo's gonna make a mistake first.
It
And
might be
it's
Fate's.
It's Fate's.
And Fate's Mewtwo is free before
there's
6's
no
Mewtwo
6's.
is free.
Oh.
Oh no!
Oh
The
my
timing
goodness, we are gonna have to
streams
check
were a
the
few seconds
tape.
up. Oh! After
Oh,
33
no.
minutes and 57 seconds, we have to check the tape? What?
Oh boy.
So, unofficially, racetime.gg, where we've tracked these races, has 6 finishing at 33:57, and Fate finishing at 33:58. So we will have to check this tape and verify this result to determine if we need to continue this match. Alright, puzzlers, I have arrived at a decision. So, 6's final time was 33:56. Fate's final time, 33:56. However,
Oh no.
Oh no!
we have separation by roughly 0.6 of a second. Less than 1 second has decided this race. It is 6 with a time of 33:56. .6. 33:56.0 for Fate. Fate wins Game 4 and takes the match 3-1.
That is insane. 0.6 of a second is any amount of any difference on any one of 16 stages across how many resets. That's just insanity.
Fate was down 4 stages late, fought back, and was able to take probably the smallest of victories that we've ever seen in an S-Hard race.
Unbelievable.
That's just stupid. It's stupid close. That's like insane. Fate can't believe it. I don't think 6 can believe it. I mean, six is our resident, he wants chaos. So here we go. Like, this is chaos. Wow.
This is absolute maximum chaos. Easily the closest S-Hard race we've ever had. And this was always the moment I was like halfway dreading since introducing S-Hard into the format. Like trying to time these races to the second, to the frame, was always a bit of a harrowing prospect. But in this instance, it is Fate taking the win, and 6 will be watching the rest of the tournament from the sidelines. Unbelievable stuff, puzzlers. It's time to make this official, because this is it. 3-1 on one of the closest S-Hard races you will ever see. Fate7799 advances to our losers semi-finals. Makes their first ever top 4 tournament finish. What a match. What a match. I just can't. I can't even. That was absolutely amazing, and the 3-1 result will definitely not reflect how close this match actually was.
Cards, we've said that on matches before, and it's been true before, but I don't think it's ever been more true than this one. I don't think it's ever been 0.6 of a second on an S-Hard 33 minutes in close like this. Fate playing well, 6 playing well, and both of them just casting the dice and letting Fate win. Literally, 6, that pun was for you.
Fate decided how this match went. Indeed. So, here is our losers bracket. Fate7799 now awaits the winner of our next match. It is Tamian ND. It is tie. We've got one player looking to keep a streak of top 4 PPL finishes alive, and another player looking to get their very first. After that craziness, FFR, what could you possibly expect from players of, I think we can call it similar skill levels of like raw execution in Tamian and Tai? FFR, what do you expect to see here?
Well, we could definitely expect to see more craziness and probably a little more assault, especially with Tayman and Tai coming up next year. So yeah, let the craziness ensue.
And TA, how much are you looking forward to this? Like the way these two have been playing these levels fairly close to each other. Like Tayman has a faster easy average, Tai has a faster normal and hard average, but Tayman has managed to finish a V hard in this tournament and Tai is not. Like how do you possibly handicap this match coming up?
You know, I actually handicapped this match similar to what I thought about Fate and 6 coming in. Tayman has a clear advantage in S-Hard. He's an S-Hard specialist, former world record holder, and his consistency there is insane. Tai has some insane highs and honestly some really good consistency in normal and hard, and that's where his advantage lies. It's gonna be decided in whether easy goes the way we think it will, which probably Tay, and then V hard, which having a bit of hard mode and a bit of S hard makes it really tough to call who's going to do it. I think based on historical finishes, based on the fact that S hard's in here now, Tay has a edge, but it is not a clear advantage. It is an edge only.
And we will definitely see who is able to take the edge in this matchup in very, very short order, puzzlers. If you're watching live on Twitch, we will need about 15 minutes to set this up for you. If you're watching on YouTube, feel free to check back in with us in a day or two, depending on how this schedule will get announced, because we may or may not be able to play loser semifinals tomorrow, depending on actually this result. So we'll see how the rest of the tournament will shake up after this 5-6 matchup coming up next with Tamian, ND, and Tai. So stay tuned. You're watching the League of Puzzle Speedrunners Pokemon Puzzle League Speedrun Tournament 2024.